Chris. Hey, Chris. Let's see, can we get this boy right now? Okay. Let me see some of y'all. See. All right. Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear me? Say yes if you can hear me. I'm having to do it on my phone now because something's going on with my little thing. So we'll try to get that fixed. But can y'all hear me now? So I'm gonna have to read it off the computer. I'm going to have to read off the computer. So Shari Moni says yes. So let me let the beat build a little bit. So what we've been talking about, what the Bible says about incestuous relationships. We're talking about the house of David. We're talking about the Bible is pretty much the dopest soap opera you ever can possibly. So everybody that come in, just give me a thumbs up or yay if you can hear me. I'm sorry that this happened like this. Something's going on with my podcaster. I'll get that fixed. But yeah, we were talking about David's household and just the sexual corruptness that followed his family. And two terms that come from the book of Samuel describing David's life is the apple don't fall far from the tree and the idea of post-nut clarity. So I'm going to go ahead and read the scriptures. We already established that you're not supposed to sleep with anybody in your family. No stepsister, no stepbrother, no aunt, no mother-in-law, no father-in-law, no half-brother, no half-sister, none of that shit. God has established that shit. And he had to make it a law and speak on it because people growing up around each other, anything can happen. Motherfuckers be horny. That's why in the Bible they married people off early. Because now, if you can't get married till you're 18, what about from 13 to 18? You got 5 years of being horny than a motherfucker. So that's why they did that. But let me go ahead and read 2 Samuel 13 in the NIV so we can understand this. Let me move my camera over so I can read this scripture for y'all. Now, Ammon is David's son. Tamar is David's daughter, but they have different mothers. Now, a lot of people and a lot of Jews try to say, well, they had different mothers. Well, y'all see, I read the scripture. Don't sleep with the daughter of your father or the daughter of your mother, even if y'all weren't born in the same house. So that's already been clear. It's already been established, all right? So now, Ammon is David's son by another chick, by a queen of a land next of Gershu. David wasn't even supposed to be fucking with bitches from other nations. God told the children of Israel, do not fuck with bitches from other nations because they will lead your heart after they God. Y'all remember in, what was it? Harlem Nights, when that guy called home, he said, hey, this your dad, Johnny, this your dad. Tell your mama ain't never coming home. You remember Red Fox said, pussy so good made the nigga change religions. That's why God know that good pussy had you worshiping something else. It had already happened to Samson. Samson got that good pussy, started worshiping Delilah's gods, doing whatever she was doing, end up dying behind that shit. Now, let's read it. In the course of time, Ammon, son of David, fell in love with Tamar, the beautiful sister of Absalom. You hear that? You hear how they explaining that? In the course of time, Ammon Amnon, son of David, fell in love with Tamar, the beautiful sister of Absalom, the son of David. So Amnon is David's son, and he fell in love with Tamar, who is David's daughter, who is the sister of Absalom. So Absalom and Tamar got the same mama and daddy. Amnon got a different mama and daddy, but they all three belong to David. Let me just read it. In the course of time, Amnon, son of David, fell in love with Tamar, the beautiful sister of Absalom, the son of David. Amnon became so obsessed with his sister Tamar, he made himself ill. She was a virgin, and it seemed impossible for him to do anything to her. He made himself ill. He wanted that pussy so bad he got sick, walking around with headaches, mad. See, in the Bible, when it said ill, it's talking about mad, crazy, headaches. God damn it, I want to fuck my sister so bad. That motherfucker was going because he wanted that pussy. It said, but she was a virgin, so he couldn't do nothing with her. Now, Amnon had an advisor named Jonadab, son of Shimei, David's brother. Amnon had an advisor named Jonadab, son of Shimei, David's brother. Now, this is David's brother, his motherfucking uncle. David's brother, Jonadab, was a very shrewd man. He asked Amnon, why do you, the king's son, look so haggard morning after morning? Won't you tell me, man, why the fuck you walk around with your face balled up all the time? Nigga, what the fuck wrong with you? Amnon said to him, I'm in love with Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. Listen to what Jonadab tell him. His uncle now, this is uncle. Seemed like he got some motherfucking shit up his sleeve because he know the rules. He know the regulations. That's his brother's son. You gonna tell your brother's son, go fuck your sister? Watch how he tell him to do it. Go to bed and pretend to be ill. When your father comes and see you, say to him, I would like my sister Tamar to come to me and give me something to eat. Let her prepare the food in my sight so that I may watch her and eat it from her hand. Now, the reason he says this, because y'all have to understand, back in the day, these are kings and queens. Now, you got your firstborn son that can be the king, your secondborn son, something happened to your firstborn. So he said, go tell my sister to fix me something to eat. I got to watch the bitch, though, because this bitch can poison me because she might want to be the queen. If the queen can kill all her brothers, if she can kill all her brothers, she can be the queen. So he says, I'm going to go lay down and act like I'm sick. So Amnon lay down and pretended to be ill. When David the king came to see him, Amnon said to him, I would like my sister Tamar to come and make me some special bread in my sight so that I may eat from her hand. David sent word to Tamar at the palace, go to your house of your brother Amnon and prepare him some food. David ain't looking at it like it's nothing. So Tamar went to the house of her brother Amnon, who was laying down. She took some dough, kneaded it, made the bread in his sight, and baked it. Then she took the pan and served him the bread, but he refused to eat. So she gave him the bread in a pan. He said, I don't want the bread out of the pan. Send everyone out of here, Amnon said. So everyone left him. Then Amnon said to Tamar, bring the food here into my bedroom so that I may eat from your hand. I want you to feed me. Sensual. He wanted his sister to feed him. And Tamar took the bread she had prepared and brought it to her brother Amnon in his bedroom. But when she took it to him to eat, he grabbed her and said, come to bed with me, my sister. Let me get some of that sister pussy, if you don't mind. No, my brother, she said to him, don't force me. Such a thing would not be done in Israel. Don't do this wicked thing. So she know this is wrong. What about me? Where could I get rid of my disgrace? And what about you? You would be like one of the wicked fools in Israel. Please speak to the king. He will not keep me from being married to you. But he refused to listen to her. And since he was stronger, he raped her, took that pussy. Now watch this. This woman know that he ain't supposed to fuck her. They ain't supposed to fuck. But in the time of moment, she said, don't fucking take the pussy. Go to our father. He'll give me to you. Now, this is not legal. It's not legal in the law of God for David to give his daughter to his other son, although they don't have different parents. We already established that in Leviticus. But because she don't want to be raped, she like, look, just go to my daddy. He'll give me to you. Damn, don't take the pussy. Watch this. But he refused to listen. He was stronger than her. He raped her. Then Amnon hated her with intense hatred. In fact, he hated her more than he had loved her. Amnon said, "Get up and get out of here." "No," she said, "sending me away would be a greater wrong than what you have already done to me." But he refused to listen to her. He called his personal servants and said, "Get this woman out of my sight," and bolted the door after her. So his servants put her out and bolted the door. She was wearing ornate robe, for this was the kind of garment given to virgins that the king wore. So she had on her virgin outfit. I told y'all, hoes dress a certain way, wives, virgins dress a certain way. It was all, if you was a virgin, you walked around dressed like a virgin. A wife, you dress like a wife. If you was a whore, you dress like a whore. That's so men can know. So she put ashes on her head and tore her ornate robe she was wearing. She put her hands on her head and went away weeping aloud. So she tore her robe. Somebody then took this pussy. Now, the reason she tore her robe and put ashes on her head, ashes is a sign of mourning. That's why they say ashes to ashes, dust to dust, right? Ashes is a sign of mourning. She put ashes on her head. Somebody took this pussy. I ain't no virgin no more. The reason she had to broadcast it to the world, because if somebody would have liked her and they fucked and she didn't bleed, their hymen won't broken, and she won't no virgin, they could have put her to death for tricking them. So she was letting the world know somebody then took this pussy. Her brother Absalom, that's her other brother, said to her, "Has Amnon, your brother, been with you?" Immediately, he know. He done seen him looking at her. "Has Amnon, your brother, been with you? Be quiet, my sister, for he is your brother. Don't take this thing to heart." And Tamar lived with her brother Absalom, a desolate woman. So Absalom told her, "Shh, don't say nothing. He your brother." Why? Because he's supposed to be killed for fucking his sister. He's supposed to be killed for fucking his sister. But Absalom's smart enough to know that Amnon is David's son. So he might not kill his own son, but that's his blood sister, same mama and same daddy. So Absalom says, "Shh, chill. Don't tell nobody our half brother fucked you. Just chill. Don't say nothing." When King David heard of all this, he was furious. And Absalom never said a word to Amnon, either good or bad. He hated Amnon. Now, King David heard about this shit and got mad, but he ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing. That's his motherfucking son. But Absalom never said nothing to Amnon, he good or bad. 2 years later, Absalom waiting. He know he can't just kill his brother up front. Why? Because Amnon is the first son. He is supposed to get the motherfucking kingship. So if he jump on his brother too quick, they're gonna know he did it, and he's not going to get the kingship. So Amnon is the first son. When David died, Amnon's supposed to be the king. That's why David didn't do nothing to Amnon, because that's his firstborn. He like, fuck it, that's my daughter's shit. I rape bitches, I take pussy. That's where you get the saying, the apple don't fall far from the tree. What did David do when he saw Bathsheba? Took her from that man, killed that man, and took that pussy and made her his wife. And we know Bathsheba had Solomon, who became the next king. How did Solomon become the king over Amnon or Absalom? You finna know right now. This shit is like a soap opera. 2 years later, when Absalom's sheep shearers were all in Baal-Hazor near the border of Ephraim, he invited all the king's sons. So Absalom invited all the king's sons, all his brothers. Absalom went to the king and said, "Your servant has shearers come. Will the king and his attendants please join me?" The king said, "No, my son, all of us should not go. We would only be a burden to you." Although Absalom urged him, he still refused, but gave him his blessing. So he said, "Son, you go. You can get your brothers. Y'all can go up there and handle that shit. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't want the family out there." Then Absalom said, "If not, please let my brother Amnon come with us." King David was suspicious. The king asked, "Why should he go with you?" But Absalom urged him, so he sent Amnon and the rest of the king's sons. So he sent all his sons with who? Absalom, his second son. Absalom ordered his men, listen, when Amnon is high in spirits from drinking wine, and I say to you, strike Amnon down, then kill him. Don't be afraid. I gave you the order. Be strong and brave. So Absalom's men did to Amnon what Absalom had ordered. Then all the king's sons got up and mounted their mules and fled. Once they seen he killed his brother, they hauled ass. God damn, what the hell wrong with Absalom? He done killed Amnon. Now this motherfucker trying to become the next king. We get the fuck out of here. Now, while they were on their way, the report came to David. David here, and somebody got the word wrong. Absalom has struck down all your sons. None of them is left. The king stood up and tore his clothes and lay on the ground, and all the attendants stood by. But Jonadab, son of Shimei, David's brother now, think about this, the soap opera in this. This the one that told Amnon to fuck Tamar. That's his brother now. He right back. Hey, big brother, big brother. Hey, big brother, don't think he ain't kill all of them. Only Amnon is dead. So think about this. Amnon is the what? Oldest son who gonna be king. Well, Jonadab told Amnon to fuck Tamar because he knew Absalom was gonna get his ass. Now, after Absalom got his ass, if Absalom and all of David's sons die, guess who get to be king? The motherfucking brother. So he got some shit with him. The house of David, he got some shit with him. My Lord should not think that they killed all of them. It's only Amnon. Amnon is only dead. Meanwhile, Absalom fled. Why? Because you done killed your father's number one heir to king, his favorite son. He gonna be mad. He gonna be mad. So Absalom fled. Now the man standing looked up and saw many people on the road. We can skip down. Now let me tell you what happened just to break it up. All right. We're gonna go to verse chapter 14. I can pretty much tell you the story from now. David is mad. Absalom is in hiding. Over time, David misses his son and he wants him back. Absalom is scared to go back. But what Absalom is doing is standing at the fucking edge of the city. And whenever somebody come to see King David, what does he do? He said, well, I'm the son of David. You could talk to me. I can fix this shit for you. Everybody don't know about the inner beef that's going on in the house. So after a while, Absalom did so much shit for the people started loving him more than they love David. Now he gonna overthrow his father. He gonna overthrow his father in his mind. That's what he planned on doing. But David missed his son. He want him back. Chapter 14, we're gonna read some of this. Joab, the son of Uriah, knew the king's heart longed for Absalom. He longed for that boy. So Joab sent to Tukah, a wise woman, and bought her. He said to her, pretend you are in mourning, dress in mourning clothes. Don't use any cosmetic lotions. Act like a woman that has spent many days grieving for the dead. Then go to the king and speak these words. So they know that David wants to see Absalom, but Absalom killed his oldest son. So they don't really know how David feel. And you know, motherfuckers scared to say to the king, hey, look, man, you're crying to see your son. Won't you go ahead and invite him back? Because the king might say, you don't tell me what to do. I'm the goddamn king. I'll cut your motherfucking head off. So he gets this woman and sends her to David. Watch this. When the woman went to David, she fell on her face, paying him honor. Help me, your majesty. She said, I'm a widow and my husband is dead. Your servant has two sons. They got in a fight with each other in the field, and no one was there to separate them. One of them struck the other and killed him. Now the whole clan has risen up against your servant, they say. Hand over the one who struck his brother down so that they may put him to death. Then we will get rid of the heir as well. They would put only burning coals on their head, leaving neither me and my husband no descendants. So this woman is telling David a story that the guy told her to make up. Why? She said, I got 2 sons, got to fighting in the field. One of them killed the other one. The people said because he killed his brother, he's supposed to be killed. But she said, can you tell the people to spare him? Because if you kill him, me and my husband won't have no heir and our name will die off. You get it? So he's telling her to use this story, this parable, because he know David care about having an heir, and he know David care about your name dying off. So look at what David said. The king said to the woman, go home. I will issue an order on your behalf. Go home. I understand. One of your sons killed your other son. You don't want justice to come on his head because you won't have an heir. The king replied to you, if anyone says anything to you, bring them to me. They will not bother you again. She said, then let the king invoke the Lord's God to prevent the avenger of blood to add destruction that my son will not be destroyed. As surely as the Lord lives, he said, not one hair on your son's head will fall to the ground. I ain't gonna let nobody fuck with your son. I ain't gonna let nobody kill your heir. Then the woman said, let your servant speak a word to my lord the king. Speak, he replied. The woman said, why then have you devised like this against the people of God? When the king says, does not he convict himself? For the king has not bought back his banished son. Like water spilled on the ground, which cannot be recovered, so we must die. But that is not what God desires. Rather, he devises way so the banished person does not remain banished from him. So after the king said, look, I understand how you feel, Miss Lady. You don't want your son that killed your son to be killed. You won't have no heir. She said, well, since you telling me this, why you ain't got Absalom back? Notice the uncle, the motherfucking uncle, get Absalom back. Why? Because Absalom been plotting on his daddy. The uncle want him back. And now I've come to say this, my lord. I will speak on the king's behalf. He will grant his servant's request. Perhaps the king will agree to deliver his servant from the hand of man who are trying to cut me off. Now, the king said to Joab, very well, I will do it. Go back and get my son Absalom. Joab is happy than a motherfucker. Because he want Absalom to kill David. Then he gonna kill Absalom and try to become the goddamn queen. Then Joab went to Geshur and brought Absalom back to Jerusalem. But the king said he must go to his own house. I ain't ready to look at this motherfucker. Absalom went to his own house. So over time, Absalom kept on getting people to follow his lead. In all Israel, there was not one man so highly praised for his handsome appearance as Absalom. So Absalom was a fine motherfucker. And David was handsome too, because the Bible said he was a comely man. Whenever he cut the hair of his head, he used to cut it once a year because it came too heavy for him. He would weigh it in, and the weight was 200 shekels by the royal standard. So this motherfucker grew his hair out. 3 sons and a daughter were born to Absalom. His daughter's name was Tamar, and she became a beautiful woman. So he named one of his daughters after his sister that had got raped. Long story short, when Absalom get enough people, he tried to kill his father. David flees because he don't want to kill Absalom. He don't want to fight him. David flees. Absalom goes after him. Eventually, they fuck him up and kill him. So after Absalom is killed, David don't have no heir. You know what I'm saying? He has three other sons by concubines, whores, so they can't be the heir. But you know he took Bathsheba as a wife. So David had a son by Bathsheba named Solomon, King Solomon, who's supposed to be the wisest man on the earth. Next week, I'll tell you the story of why King Solomon was the wisest man on the earth and who he was and what the fuck he do and the esotericness behind his name. Y'all had a good time. Appreciate y'all. Y'all hold it down. Y'all be good.